Welcome to Michael Jordan is Legend, the #1 Michael Jordan fan page on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Like, comment, and subscribe if you agree that MJ is the GOAT. January 16th, 1993, Chicago, Illinois. In the middle of an already dominant rookie season, a young Shaquille O'Neal would face off versus a prime Michael Jordan. By now, everybody knew Shaq to be a dominating force within the league just a few months in, but Michael Jordan does what he does best as he goes off for 64 points in this game. We're going to relive every single point that Michael Jordan put up. But also, in this, you'll get key moments and matchups of Michael versus Shaquille O'Neal, including one giant collision with Shaquille O'Neal himself. So make sure and check that out. Let's now take a look at what Michael did to this up-and-coming Orlando Magic team. It was early on in this game that a lot of people realized Michael wasn't just playing a regular game, he was playing one of those epic games. Michael made his presence known in just about every way possible. Starting off with his first bucket off the rebound, his next would come by his patented fadeaway, and you could just see already he looked like he was feeling it. In the famed triangle offense, Michael Jordan would get the isolation, pull up for this 18-foot jumper, and nail it, as he would many times over. But you can see that look on his face, that determination that he was just in the zone with the little in and out dribble. On this one, gets another bucket, even posting up the fadeaway, the spin. Everything you know that Michael Jordan does, he does it right here. While nursing a wrist injury, you can see it taped up for MJ, going up and matching up against just about everybody. As you can see, Nick Anderson come over on the double team. He spins baseline and shoots over Scott Skiles for a quick 12 points here in the early first quarter. While we also know him to be a great mid-range shooter, we also know Michael Jordan can do a few other things, like this. Michael wanted to make his presence felt even after Shaq got the block on Bill Cartwright, picks up the rebound amongst all the bigs, and gets an easy lay-in for 18 points now. We've seen plenty of those mid-range jumpers. This one's going to come off of a little bit of dribble and back down from MJ, creating the shot by himself for this 15-foot fadeaway jumper. And with just a few seconds left in the first quarter, Michael's going to do it again as he's going to drive, create his own shot. Another step-back jumper from about 16 feet is going to seal it for 22 points in the first quarter. But that's just one side, as we're going to take a look at the dominant force known as Shaquille O'Neal. Still figuring things out. He's actually going to go into Will Perdue and Horace Grant. He's going to get his shot blocked, but this is what made Shaq so great, is that he wouldn't back down and then comes in ferociously, backs down Perdue, throws down the jam, and then gives him the stare, as Shaq made his presence very much felt. And you know MJ is going to want to keep that spotlight on him, as he's going to come back down on the other end, get the ball on the wing. He's going to drive to the middle, and one more time with that 15-foot pull-up right around the free throw line. Now, Michael didn't have an explosive second quarter the way that he had a first quarter, but you could see that before going into the half, he wanted to make sure to keep his team within contention. As the Orlando Magic held a lead going into the first half, Michael's going to come down. He's going to miss the jumper, but you can see he's going to get his own rebound, and who's going to be right there trying to block it? Shaquille O'Neal. As MJ gets the shot with 6 seconds left and the and one to make sure and close out the Bulls strong in the first half. Starting off in the second half, Michael would pick up where he left off at the end of the second quarter by coming out and firing on all cylinders, was getting multiple shots. But remember, this was where Michael was nursing that sore wrist. As you can see, he goes in for the play, has to brace himself, and you can see the amount of pain that Michael is in and holding his wrist. But the competitor, the fierceness of Michael Jordan, he refused to come out. Still nursing that wrist, Michael Jordan was going to play through the pain no matter what. Sitting on 37 points, you know that he was primed and ready and wanted to prove himself versus this up-and-coming Orlando Magic team. As you take another look at MJ falling to the ground and grimacing as he goes down. But we'll take a look over the next few moments, because still, with Michael injured, put forth everything he had to keep carrying this team. Everybody knows that Shaq was a large, dominant force in the NBA for many years, but a lot of people might forget that Shaq was also incredibly athletic in his younger years, coming over for the block on MJ, and MJ finding out just how big and athletic Shaq really was. Michael would continue his torrid scoring pace with over 50 going into the end of the fourth quarter. It was this play with 45 seconds left where Michael drives baseline and runs directly into Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq, being as big as he is with his outstretched arms, knew that there were no easy buckets back in this old school play of the NBA as he hits MJ alongside the head with his big arm and that big body banging in as well. You can see the impact here as Shaq goes up and sends MJ down. And not too many people could keep MJ down like that, and Michael Jordan stepped up to the free throw line to nail these two crucial free throws. Being down 3 and just 4 seconds left, the Orlando Magic turned to three-point sharpshooter Nick Anderson, who ties the game up with 1.5 seconds left. The Bulls would have one more opportunity with 1.5 seconds left. They're going to inbounds to MJ, who's going to try for this turnaround three-pointer. It's actually going to miss the mark as the Bulls and the Magic go to overtime. Michael would go on to put up another 9 points in overtime versus the Orlando Magic. Shooting 55% on 49 shots, Michael put up a 64, 6-1 stat line. But it was the 29 points and 24 rebounds of Shaquille O'Neal that led the Orlando Magic for this overtime victory versus the Chicago Bulls.